Fasten your seatbelts, the Xcast is starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck out there, chat.
Gonna rock, then we gonna roll, then we let it pop, don't let it go. What? X gon' give it to you, he gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you, he gon' give it to you. We gonna rock, then we gonna roll, then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to you, he gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you, he gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you, X gon' deliver to you. X gon' give it to you, X gon' deliver. We gonna rock, then we gonna roll, then we let it pop, don't let it go. What? X gon' give it to you, he gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you, he gon' give it to you. We gonna rock, then we gonna roll, then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to you, he gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you, he gon' give it to you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hello, my name is X-Wing, and this is the Xcast featuring JoRosie, wearer of cat ears, the incomparable. How you doing today, Joe?
Fantabulous on this beautiful Saturday. I felt like it's been Saturday for 2 days, but today's actually Saturday. That makes any sense.
Did you work yesterday?
I did, but it still felt like I kept confusing. I kept saying like today was football day, but it's not. It's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's football day. We've been doing some footballs on Locals, hanging out, enjoying the chat. If you haven't already, make sure you pop over to Locals, hang out. Beardo and I have been doing Monday Night Football over there. It's been a hell of a time. A lot better than wrestling. I hate to admit it, but that wrestling was getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad there for a minute. What's up, chat? Hello, everybody. Good to see you here today. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Shout out to Soundwave Superior, always first with that 199. And Jeanette, the meme queen, is here. Says maybe I'm still awake. If not, I have an awesome stream. Steel Legged History is here. Andrew Wordna is in there, modding it up like crazy. Vicky Albertson is in the chat. Good to see you. Florida Man Frank is here. Says X-Wing. What's up, Florida Man Frank? I'm gonna be one of you soon. At least an apprentice one of you. Very, very soon. Zeb P is in the chat, says, evening, folks. Aren't too many people in the fellowship I'd go out of the way to shake their hand, but X-Wing is quickly becoming one of them. Cheers, X-Wing. Well, I hope I get to see you soon and shake your hand. Maybe we'll have a beer, share a little pipe smoke, something like that. Thank you for being here today. Sean Coakley is here. Jerry Sills is here. Ladybug22. Nathan Emmert, my first subscriber ever, says it's Saturday. You are correct. Good to see you. Jason J is in the house. Cole Hauser, Pereza Ra is here. What's up, buddy? Time to relax. Buffalo Trace, the legend himself, Tree Bear is in the chat. What's up, Tree Bear? Diz the Jizz is here. Good to see all of you today. And I have a special guest today. That's right. We're having a threesome today on Xcast. And who's right in the middle of that lovable sandwich filling King's Advisors? What's up, buddy?
Did you take a single breath in the last 3 minutes?
No, I can get long-winded if I try.
It's very,
you know what I mean?
Very impressed.
Yeah, I was thinking about being a baseball announcer back in the day. It's the bottom of the ninth. You know, I feel like I could have done it, maybe.
Pretty solid. Sounds like Major League.
How you doing today?
Doing really well. Yeah, really. I'm enjoying the crash outs that Clemson is having and that the left seems to be having throughout the last 12 months.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been like 10 years, but that's kind of a focus of today is the unraveling of the yarn ball that is wokeism and the ideology of the left. I could be mistaken, but it seems like it's taking a turn for the worse. And oh my God, am I loving every second of it. It's been beautiful to watch.
I have a lot of feelings about this because I had a normie, and I mean a normie in a sense of someone who's not super political, definitely votes Democrat, who's, you know, in my sphere. And they were telling me that just completely delusional conversation where they said, you know, it's getting really bad out there. And I'm like, how so? I knew this was going, and I wanted to hear what they had to say.
Right.
Basically, it wasn't just this person, it was their colleagues too. that everyone was so scared because now we're all in this fascist state where, you know, people are getting fired left and right for just having an opinion. And I was like, okay, you have to understand that this wasn't just having an opinion. This was people who were horrible human beings posting and stating publicly celebrations because someone died. And then she did
Was murdered.
Murdered, yes. Was murdered, even worse. And then I got the both sidesism, which I've been hearing so much of this both sidesism.
The whataboutism.
Yes, like, oh, well, the Republicans do the same thing. And I literally was like, no, we may talk shit about you guys. She's like, oh, I can't tell you how many times people said stuff about Biden. I'm like, okay, you could have an opinion. It doesn't mean it's not on the same level. Like the whole
and we're not going to shoot you for it.
Exactly. It's like our party didn't assassinate anyone. Okay, just like, let's be real. There is a different level. First of all, it did happen. Both sides have canceled each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I have literally a list of celebrities that are right leaning who've been canceled. You know, Jimmy Kimmel is not.
I'm looking forward to that.
The first person to have this happen to them, but we didn't have people freaking out about fascism when all these people were canceled. We just like obviously was wrong, but they're acting like Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled is worse than what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, that's insane to me. And the other thing that bothers me about that is like everybody's crying and we're actually getting ahead of ourselves, but we're going to get back to that. But the thing that drives me nuts is that everybody's like crying fascism. This was a private company that canceled the show. It has nothing to do with government.
No one understands the whole thing.
Also, it's not canceled.
Yeah.
It's just on hold.
Yeah, it's on hold because the two of their largest, not even subsidiaries, affiliates that didn't want to air the show told them they were going to not air the show. And they were like, okay, well, you know, let's save a little bit of money and just not do it then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a true cancellation, but we're going to get to Jimmy Kimmel. We're going to get to all that stuff. I wanted to start with something a little light.
Sorry.
God.
It seemed like you were going in that direction. So.
All I'm going to say is I know what you want to start with, and I'm going to say I don't think that's light.
I mean, it's light for me. I think it's kind of funny, but no, before we even, just because I want to throw you guys off your tempo, how do you feel about tattoos on women?
You're asking Kings, not me.
I'm asking both of you.
Depends on how many tattoos.
Okay.
That feels like a safe answer.
Yeah.
Well, because I have a tattoo. I'm not a huge fan of it. You know, I got it when I was much younger.
But you have one?
I do have one. You've seen it.
Daffy Duck pushing a lawnmower through your...
Yes. How did you know?
Fucking yeah.
I was just checking, just to be sure.
How did you know?
What do you think about this?
Holy smokes, what did she do?
No.
I have tattoos on my face. Of course people assume I'm unemployed. I've got tattoos on my face. Of course people assume I've got daddy issues. I've got tattoos on my face. Of course people assume I'm severely mentally unwell.
Yes, you are.
I've got tattoos on my face. Of course men think I'm kinky and into pain. I've got tattoos on my face. Of course people say that I've ruined my looks.
Yes,
I've got tattoos on my face. Of course people assume that I do drugs. I've got tattoos on my face. Of course people give me their unsolicited opinions all the... I have tattoos on my...
Pause it real quick.
I thought
not
all
only
of
does
things.
she have tattoos on her face, Mike, what's his face, has tattoos on his face, the boxer. She's got the thorns from the crown of Christ tattooed on her face.
That could be barbed wire.
It looked like barbed wire to me.
I think it's barbed wire.
It looked like Christ.
I just freaking closed it. So now, I mean, it's up to the court of public opinion. I don't know. But what do you think? 1 out of 10? What are you thinking?
0.
0.
Not only that.
She's like a 10 on the fun scale, but like -4 on longevity there.
On the fun scale?
I mean, like you take her out for a ride and then you're done kind of thing?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like I would never buy, like a hot rod. I take that back. I might buy a high rod.
I'm also highly offended by her eyebrows. I don't know if you saw them, but her eyebrows were very amazing.
The eyebrows were not the thing.
That was like on the list of things going on.
There was a lot going on, and it was pretty bad.
Some tattooed lady's like, oh, assume that I'm kinky and I like things in my butthole. I was not thinking about, yeah. But anyways, no, I wanted to start today talking about Ghosts of Yote. Ghost of Yote, because I was a massive fan of Ghost of Tsushima. Joe, did you play Ghost of Tsushima?
Negative.
No? Kings, did you play it?
Not yet.
Cool, so we'll just get rid of these guys. Here is what I want to tell you about. Just kidding. So I loved the game. It got snuffed out for Game of the Year because The Last of Us Part 2 snuck in and stole the spot, which is still one of the greatest crimes in gaming, if you ask me. But Ghost of Yote... Oh, we didn't do the thing. We got to do the thing.
Your intro.
Yeah, we got to do the thing. I don't even know where I put it. Joe, where did I put that?
You're right there. You don't see it?
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
yeah, okay. It's This Week in Gaming.
City officials today announced that video games no longer will be licensed in residential areas. Officials say they are responding to complaints from parents that children have skipped school or stolen money to play the games and made a nuisance of themselves.
Senior citizens.
There's a new economic impact report. It actually indicates that video game industry is booming. It's also generating a lot of jobs nationwide. The gaming industry is booming. When gaming investment is up about 2x where it was in 2020 and pre-pandemic levels. So gaming investment is increasing while the industry, as your great segment just showed, continues to increase.
Welcome to This Week in Gaming with possibly the greatest gamer to ever exist in all of eternity, X-Wing here, and then a couple other subpar gamers that don't usually actually play video games.
Literally all I do.
I'm the most humble gamer. So
Clearly.
Ghost of Tsushima was an incredibly fun game. Like I said, got snuffed out. Possibly the greatest samurai game. Stop! There we go. Now,
you think it's better than Assassin's Creed Shadows?
Yes. Now, of course, what happened? Ubisoft is like, oh boy, we got to make. Not you. See, now you got me thinking of freaking Assassin's Creed Shadows. Are you kidding me? Sucker Punch is like, damn, we got to make some more money off of this. But how do we destroy it? How do we make it more approachable for all audiences? Well, let's put a chick in it and make it gay. Awesome. So we get Ghosts of Yote, the continuation of the story. I don't know if this is a prequel or a sequel, but so far as I know, has nothing to do with Clan Sakai. Okay.
Yeah, it is a complete different story. It's like 200 years in the future. It moves away from the story completely. It's just this person's story.
Awesome. So people had problems with that right off the bat, because I think when this was announced and we first started talking about this game, it was still kind of, everybody was a little tender, a little sore about the whole, replacing men in games and blah, blah, blah. And holy crap, I just want to play as a freaking dude samurai. That doesn't bother me so much if the story's good, but there was a lot more involved with Ghost of Yote than just a chick main character. And it basically all came from the devs, as so many issues do. Are you guys familiar with these issues?
Yeah.
Jojo?
I remember there being a lot of issues.
So people are already a little tender, and of course, one of the devs, so this is a, what was she? She was a senior staff character, texture look, and dev. Senior staff character texture / look developer. Posts after Charlie Kirk's assassination. I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back.
Yeah, I heard that.
And this wasn't, yesterday or 3 days ago. This was 3 hours after.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Not a lot of time for the grieving there.
Mm-mm.
And then obviously mentions another murderer, Luigi, what was his name?
Mangione.
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione, who gunned down he was a C-level executive at a healthcare company,
the
right?
CEO of United Healthcare.
Yeah, CEO of United Healthcare. So 2 praises for murder here from this dev. People weren't super stoked about it. Obviously applied a lot of pressure on Twitter. Oh, yeah. And they caved. So Sucker Punch said, fine, we're gonna fire this senior level textural designer or whatever the hell her job description was. And then the voice of Ghost of Yote, I guess Yote, I don't know what her name is.
Oh yeah.
Erika Ishii says, I'm Antifa and so is my wife. Didn't Antifa get declared a
terrorist organization? Yes.
So sort of.
I just feel like this is not good PR.
Bruises in a lesbian relationship.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Listen, that's speculation. You never know, but that's neither here nor there. The problem is the fact that she's just proudly. I mean, this is July 2020. But what is that? Is that the summer of love? Was that the era?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was actually at the peak of violence.
Yeah.
In Seattle, you have. I remember there was like a
Chad.
Sorry?
Yeah, the autonomous zone, Chad or Chad.
Yeah, not just that,
Chad,
but there was that was their attempt at making a, I don't know, like commune or whatever. But they were also violent against a courthouse, where they were boarding up the courthouse and they were actually throwing Molotov cocktails and all kinds of fire, explosives at it. People's lives were put in danger. The Summer of Love resulted in multiple people dying, including police officers. I remember there was one story that made me just like burst into tears. I forgot the city, but I think it was up by what was it? What was the city with the kid Kyle?
Kenosha.
Yeah, it was up there.
The Kenosha triple threat.
Yeah, there was one shop owner who was literally beat to death with a 2x4.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Hey, please don't." Please don't destroy my store. This is my livelihood. And they responded by just murdering him with a 2x4. So, like, don't be like in the peak of all that shit. You're going to post, I'm Antifa and so is my wife?
Not a great look.
No.
Also,
Yeah,
I'm not up to date on my flags, but isn't that yellow one the zoo one?
I don't know. I know the Transformer one that looks like a Japanese candy cake. It's like blue and then pink and then white. I don't know what the other one is.
The other one, that's the Transformer one.
That's not lesbianism. Lesbianism has red, so that is questionable. I know that have ones that have the gray, purple and black are the asexual, but I don't know the yellow, purple, and black.
Is asexual just meaning you just don't bang anybody?
Yes, you're just not interested in sex, which is to me ridiculous.
For that?
That's what I think is so ridiculous. It's like it's just called
that's the non-binary one.
Non-binary.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't care. And these people are celebrating in the freaking street as Americans were literally dying, losing their livelihood, being murdered. Didn't they total it up to billions in damages over the riots?
Half of Minneapolis was just burned to the ground.
That's insane to me. The party of peace and love, right?
But Tampon Tim, who is the governor of that beautiful state, is running back, running for re-election again, and he says we've made so much progress in this state since I came into office, and I'm like,
it's not a high bar, dude.
What is the progress besides that you have one of the worst states?
Yeah, we're literally not burning every single business that opens in our state to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. I'm gonna hit some member chats really quick. Wizardman is here, member for 11 months, says hail X-Wing, hail Rosie, and have a great weekend. Shout out Wizardman. Jerry D. Sills, member for 9 months, says weary eyes do see tornado in all her fury. Now begins a dance with death. One mistake means certain death. Inside I only cheer, for this storm chaser has no fear. Into hell I send, after the killer wind. You chasing tornadoes, Jerry? Wouldn't recommend it. Thank you for the poem. Casey Cheeto here, member for 15 months. And Casey, I have to talk to you later. Casey Cheeto, member for 15 months, says, "Hail the tattoo crew, Vindicta. By the way, if anybody hasn't already or doesn't know, the pinned comment there, if you see these beautiful Vindicta hats that Kings and I are wearing, we are releasing a graphic novel at the beginning of, well, actually, very, very soon. Yeah, very soon. Called The Daughter's Revenge, that Jay and I have been working on for the better part of 2 years now. And I actually finally uploaded the trailer to my own YouTube. And so since we got a Vindicta, we're going to watch that right now.
Me. Vindicta. Ego. Retribua.
His words ring like bells in my head. I lost everything.
In the name of the king, stop! Ah! Jonathan!
So, I will take from them everything.
Woo! Man, that just gets me excited.
I can't wait.
Sorry about the little break there, but yeah, absolutely. Very excited. So, question for you guys. After everything that you've heard, after everything that you've seen, it's now being said, Sucker Punch Productions co-founder made a statement saying they condemn the act of making light of Charlie Kirk's death. The studio as a whole is against it. They confirm that the employee who made the joke is no longer employed at their studio. And we are aligned as a studio that celebrating or making light of someone's murder is a deal breaker for us, and we condemn that. Will this affect your decision to buy Ghost of Yote? And it's just a question for the panel.
I mean, no, because I wasn't going to buy it to begin with.
Okay.
Same.
So it didn't change my decision at all.
Wasn't going to change anything? Okay. And I think it's... Go
I
ahead.
do think that it's like, as a business right now, it's very evident. I think before the election, people were kind of already starting to see the swing of the pendulum. I feel like Mark Zuckerberg is a good example of that. He was in bed with the libs, in bed with the woke, in bed with what true fascism really is, which is, going along with that administration censorship. But notice how as we got closer to the election, as the polls were starting to come in and the tide was starting to turn, he quickly changed his opinion on who to align himself. And I think corporations are also starting to be like, maybe all these really loud people on Twitter are not the actual people, like represent the actual majority of America. The majority of America is probably, who has money in their wallet, is probably aligned with a different philosophy. The election proved that. And I think companies are now trying to look out for themselves because woke, go broke has proven time and time again to be a real thing. So I think that any corporation that's doing this, it's not about free speech. It's oh crap, I don't want our product to get canceled. And you know who I wish, I don't know, I haven't followed up on it. I'm sure everyone saw it, the Bethesda thing with the cat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have they made a public...
that? Can we pull that up too?
I'll find it.
Yeah, somebody can grab that because we need to talk about that.
Find
But I just thought it was funny that they said, as a studio, we're completely aligned on this. Everyone agrees. It's super bad. And then the people that liked that tweet are all devs at Sucker Punch. There were a bunch of devs at Sucker Punch that liked that tweet. Senior producer at Sucker Punch. Producer at MTG Arena, previously at Sucker Punch Productions. So it's like this stuff, it's not like this stuff isn't pervasive. It's absolutely everywhere. So they're not aligned as a studio. They're trying to cover their ass. And so for me, still a no buy, unfortunately, which really bums me out because the game actually looks pretty good. And it looks like it's going to carry a lot of the same gameplay elements that Tsushima had. But unfortunately, it's in this studio I don't know if I can support. You know what I mean? This is one of those a lot of and Beardo was talking about this the other day. A lot of people, you know, we'll talk crap on a game, but then we got to buy it and we got to review it because it's part of what we do as content creators. You know what I mean? But this is one of those ones where this is like a flag in the ground. It's like, nah, I'm not going to support this. You guys, we get it. You apologize. You fired somebody, but we need to teach a lesson here. You know what I mean? Vote with your wallets.
Yeah, I agree with that. In terms of, I don't know if anybody was really like jiving to buy that, but they're looking out for themselves.
Yeah,
it's the right thing to do as a company.
So this reverse cancellation now, everyone's calling it a Republican thing.
So they're gonna just pretend that historically what they did to Roseanne Barr, Tucker Carlson, and many, many others didn't happen first.
Well, that's the funny part, right? So if you remember, obviously this goes to the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. And ABC, to their credit, didn't waste any time. They canceled their show today. I'm not a fan of censorship, but this wasn't about free speech. It was about consequences for saying something vile. You can say what you want, but networks don't have to pay you to say it. You can't just blame Ambien for that. Actions have consequences, and ABC made the right call. Jimmy Kimmel, May 29th, 2018.
You know, I want to push back a little bit. I don't really care about Roseanne Barr being fired, and even to an extent, and this is gonna be bad for a second there, but stay with me. Even to an extent, oh my god, I forgot her name.
Gina Carano,
because they all have the money to continue. What about the 8,200 military personnel who were drummed out and discharged for refusing the COVID vaccine?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the fact that our fighting force was severely disrupted. The tip of the spear that we rely on to be the most powerful nation in the world was severely disrupted because a bunch of them refused that vaccine. And not, as far as I know, not a damn thing has happened about it. Yeah. So Jimmy Kimmel being fired or his show being put off the air for what's probably going to be 2 to 3 weeks at most likely, doesn't concern me that much. I'm more concerned by the fact that normal people, everyday Americans, had their lives destroyed for asking a question.
Yeah.
And when I say like I'm concerned, I don't care about Junior Crime, that's not what I mean. I mean that everyone blows these 2 or 3 stories up, and maybe they should be blown up, but so should the first sergeant who was making $2,300 or $23,000 in a paycheck every year, and now had to go find another job. Like that should be talked about as well.
That's not convenient.
Everyday Americans were definitely canceled. People were getting fired left and right for just saying, I really don't want this in my body. Not just in the military, but just anyone who's just, even if they weren't, even if it wasn't political, like I had serious concerns. I was basically forced to do it because of the industry I was in. It was like, no ifs, ands, or buts, or, if just otherwise get a career change, which I ended up having to do anyway. But it put people in a position where they had to, if they stuck with what they believed in was right, they were then not able to pay their rent or put food on the table for their kids, and that's not okay.
I was going to have to take the bar exam, and the Supreme Court of South Carolina changed their mind about 2 days before the deadline and issued a new order saying you no longer are required to get it. And that's all because a bunch of law school students sued the South Carolina bar. So I mean, I'm exceptionally lucky that I don't have that poison flowing through my veins right now.
I think the question for me, at this point, starts to become, we're arguing about the First Amendment right and free speech and censorship, and I feel like a lot is getting lost in between like censorship and fascism and repercussions for speaking and freedom of speech and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, to me, in my mind, there's not a lot of gray area, but it seems like people are completely mired in this gray area. I want you to watch a clip for me and tell me if you think this person should be completely banned from social media, not allowed to have a platform, anything.
What do
you
think of Charlie Kirk's death?
I think that Charlie Kirk's death was definitely a death, for sure. It definitely happened. I saw the video. I saw the extended version of that video. He was definitely dead. But yeah, I'm glad he's dead. I'm just kidding. Or am I? No, I'm kidding. Am I? I don't. I'm just kidding.
What do you think?
That's messed up. Is this a big creator? Like, I don't know these people. Is this someone that, I mean, if Hassan still has a platform, are you that surprised?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a tough conversation for me to kind of get out there, because I feel like people should be able to say whatever the hell they want. That's the bottom line. And I've said that for a long time. People should be able to say whatever the hell they want, and they shouldn't be canceled over it. But there is this gray area of how many people does it go to? Is this considered a news source, or is this considered entertainment? And then you start to have to juggle that stuff around. But like some kid on the internet saying like, "Oh no, I'm glad he's dead." No, just kidding. I don't think somebody should be like canceled for that, right?
So
same thing with like Jimmy. What's that?
With that, I want to challenge you on this. I know he's a streamer, but let's say those videos of people going, "I'm glad he's dead," ha 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 ha, and then they got fired. So do you think those companies are wrong for doing that?
Well, that's different. Now you're representing a company and you're representing their product, and you're hired to represent their product. If that's the case, then yeah, absolutely. But there's a little bit of difference, right? So now we have to look at a case like Gina Carano. You look at Gina Carano against Jimmy Kimmel, right? What I feel like really separates it here is that Gina Carano said something completely innocuous. In my mind, I don't know. Do you guys feel differently?
I mean, it was the exact same thing that the Holocaust Museum tweeted 2 days earlier. So, right. Yeah, I think so. Here's the problem. This is one of the things that I don't think people are really understanding. You've got the left who are sitting there saying this is political censorship from the federal government because this just so happened after 2 days after the FCC chairman said this. It's like, no. This entire thing is because Jimmy Kimmel got on the air and he lied. And he wasn't on a cable network. He wasn't on the internet. He wasn't on a podcast. He was on network television, which by law has to abide by certain rules and regulations. If you have an FCC license, you are prohibited from lying to the American people. It's the public good of getting an FCC license. And when Jimmy Kimmel got on the air and lied, he broke the rules of that license. And ABC should have fired him on the spot. The reason CNN and MSNBC and MSNBC is a bit fishy because they're sisters with NBC, which has a FCC license. Right. But the reason these cable networks are able to sit there and lie or stretch the truth and shit like that is because they don't have to abide by rules and regulations the FCC sets up for these licenses. Kimmel does, and he knew that. And remember that they weren't going to fire him. They weren't going to cancel the show. They had him come in the next day. And they were like, "This is the 2 or 3 things you need to do. You need to walk this back." He said, "Fuck no, I'm not. I'll clarify what I meant, but I'm going to continue to blame MAGA for all this stuff." It's like, no, you cannot go on air and lie.
I mean, some of our politicians or elected politicians literally did that on the Senate floor. AOC,
but they
Elon.
Can. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. They can. They have the protection on the Senate floor to say whatever they can. You cannot be sued for defamation. if you are speaking on this floor of your respective house.
Really?
Yep. It's the
that seems like bullshit.
so the reason is to protect representatives and senators from legal repercussions if someone doesn't like what they say. But it is just like flat out. So in the case of, let's say AOC. So AOC's out there on the floor of the House, and she says some bullshit. Not quite like what she just said about Charlie, but just something. She says X-Wing is an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is why blacksmithing is dumb. And X-Wing goes, I'm going to sue her. Well, you shouldn't be able to sue her just because she hurt your feelings.
Right.
So that's the reason that it exists. And I can't even remember what the clause in the Constitution is called, but that's why that stuff exists. And unfortunately, until someone actually challenges it, they're going to be able to hide behind it forever.
Right. So this is the Bethesda deal. And they tweeted this. Did they do this on the Wednesday?
What day did he die?
Wednesday.
It was Wednesday.
No, it was not that same day. It was not that same day.
It would have been 9/11. Then it would have been Sunday.
It was the 10th.
Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday the 10th.
Yeah, it was several days later.
Yeah, so this is on the 15th. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Here goes.
Oh, nice place. You don't care much about these fascists, do you?
See that, but okay. So that was in the game. I see what they're doing though, but they're talking about the Italians, right? Because they're in Italy and they're talking about the fascists. But they're absolutely saying something right now.
100%. It wasn't as direct, but it was definitely based off of the time of what was going on politically. Everyone, obviously not just politically, just current events, and that was what everybody was talking about. There is no way this wasn't related, and their way of being able to covertly say, what they felt about Kirk's death, Kirk's assassination.
They were throwing a jab in the shadows on that
absolutely.
one. Yeah. Fucking
now,
Bethesda.
I would like to know if they didn't make any comments; they just deleted this. Was this?
I'm pretty sure they fired the dude.
Okay,
I feel like I read that they fired the social media coordinator that was in charge of it.
I feel like they should have apologized too, because everybody saw this. Yeah. But this guy, my initial reaction was this was probably a rogue social media manager who thought he was being, edgy, and it was obviously more than just edgy.
Freaking Edgelord 5000, so cool. Let's hit some super chats really quick. We got a few short ones here. Graph Webb with his most liberal take ever. For F's sake, cancel Disney Plus. How about that, huh? Everybody talking about canceling Disney Plus. Graph Webb's stoked. He's like, I've been saying this for years. Absolutely.
How else are we gonna watch our terrible Star Wars TV shows? I mean, how am I gonna catch up on Andor that I've still not watched?
Ahsoka season 2. Star Wars. No. In fact, it was actually interesting. Sorry, GraphWeb, opened Disney Plus the other day because my daughter watches all the Disney movies like on repeat, and they came out with like 2 new animated shows. I didn't even know they came out. I didn't hear a fart in the wind about it anywhere.
What are they?
There was like another there were 2 more Tales from the something. There was like Tales from the Empire and Tales from the Underworld. I've never even heard about it.
I think I heard about the Underworld one. Didn't hear about the
Which is
Empire
wild
one.
Because for as long as I talked about Star Wars, you'd think it'd be in my algorithm a little bit. But Cajun Corey with a 5 says, I work in payroll for Buffalo's football team. It's not the most fulfilling job, but it pays the bills. Hey, Kings, Clemson lost again.
Yeah, they did.
Shout out Cajun Corey. Thank you for the 5. Market Reality is here. Member for 13 months says Donald J. Trump was canceled from Twitter because of the feds. Now, that's a situation I'm willing to bring into the light and talk about that. You want to talk about fascism, censorship, everything they did with Donald Trump? You take a political opponent, silence him as much as possible on the largest platform that he has to directly engage with the American people, and then try to jail him 14 times? That's fascism. Wizard Man for 2 says, is King's Advisor stoked about Game of Thrones? What's like
Real
a game,
time strategy.
RTS?
Yeah, I'm hoping to be very happy about it, but I don't know. No. I mean, it might eventually be. I mean, iPhones and Androids are getting a lot more powerful that they can do shit like RTSs, but no, this is supposed to be a console and PC game. It looks interesting, but the problem is that unless they decide to go on and finish the storyline in this game, it's still just going to stop wherever everything else is stopped. Because he won't finish his fucking book. Sorry. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Didn't he had like an advisory role on something else instead of finishing his book?
He's doing everything but. Like, he's just like, I don't know, taking up hobbies and doing all kinds of things, except for finishing what he needs to do. At this point,
I would almost be okay if he would say, you know what, instead of finishing, I'll give y'all another Elden Ring. But
that's what it was.
Elden Ring, yeah.
I'll take another Elden Ring, but he's not doing that. He's twiddling his thumbs, and I don't know
how old he is.
It's not even about how old. He's
74.
It doesn't even matter. He's morbidly obese. The man.
That's what I'm saying.
It looks like he's going to drop dead any second from just one too many hamburgers. So, yeah, we're not getting this book.
Like, he's already old.
You think it'll be one too many? He'll be like 9 deep and be like,
and in his dying breath, he'll write the last words of a song of ass and fire.
Song of ass. By the way, I looked up whether Bethesda had done any action. I have not found anything. I'm on thegamer.com. They made an article about it a couple of days ago. They said that they took down the post, but that Bethesda has not said anything, made any commentary, nor made any additional tweets.
Interesting, because Microsoft had a couple people do a very similar, yay, whatever bullshit thing like that, and they issued a statement. So I'm surprised to see that Bethesda, or at least Xbox or Microsoft Gaming, did not.
I feel like it's such an easy, quick thing to at least kind of put out the fires a little bit, but anybody who knows anything knows they're just talking out of their ass. They don't give a crap.
Absolutely.
They don't care. But I mean, how much damage are you really willing to do to your company just by not lying by omission? What's the word I'm looking for? When you just like don't care. just don't give a shit. It's insane to see, because Bethesda was absolutely, I think it was my favorite game company growing up. All of those awesome open world games, they were just my absolute favorite.
Do we have to?
Yeah, sorry. Look, if we're gonna draw comparisons, we got to draw all comparisons, right? Yeah, Meth Mouth. To be fair, when I'm playing like what's it called? Not Silk Song. When I'm playing Hollow Knight, I get Meth Mouth like Destiny because I'm focusing. Like,
I don't think I've ever moved my mouth like that in my life.
I mean, you could have TMJ, maybe.
Too much Jew?
No, transmandibular joint disorder. It's like arthritis of your right here. So when people have that, they like, I have that sometimes, and I'm like, but I don't go, like, I don't do that. I just try to like ease the pain a little bit.
Ever since I was a little kid, to focus, I would like put pressure on my jaw this way, and then I swish and put pressure on my jaw this way. Or like if I'm lifting something heavy, I like put pressure on my jaw. Anyways, it's nothing like this fucking guy. Excuse my French. But yeah, so let's have a comparison.
Conservatives have been disgusting for years, which is why I don't give a fuck about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever the fuck, okay? Because they had no problem making fun of Paul Pelosi. The entire world would be better off if these people were...
By the way, what he's referencing there, Paul Pelosi, that was like him and his gay lover in a house with a hammer, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
He also didn't die.
Yeah.
Winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever the fuck, okay? Because they had no problem making fun of Paul Pelosi. The entire world would be better off if these people were permanently removed from these platforms. Like, there is no downside and only upside to see people like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Tim Pool never be allowed to publicly broadcast their opinions ever again. It's exclusively bad stuff that happens. Conservatives...
I think that's interesting that he's lumping Tim Pool in there, because he's pretty milquetoast. He's like
that's what I was going to say. Like, of all the people to lump together, I feel like Tim Pool is like the most centralist of anyone you could put in that group.
He was literally part of the what's it called? The Wall Street 99% movement or whatever the hell it was called.
The loser poor people thing.
Yeah.
What?
This was back in the day.
Occupy Wall Street. Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall. That's how he
yeah.
like basically like cut his teeth on like journalism was Occupy Wall Street, and he's totally like a 90s Democrat. He is by no means a Republican.
Right. You're old school Democrat. The
Also,
ones that are now being phased out and radicalized.
That video, that's like 3 or 4 years old, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an old one.
Yeah.
But it's important to see like, okay, what could potentially be damaging rhetoric and what can be like, I have an opinion. But Destiny's been pretty like solid on we should just kill all of them, let the streets run red with their blood. Like,
which I believe is almost a direct quote from one of the other ones as well.
Yeah, that's verbatim from Hassan.
Yes. Yeah. It's actually like I was shocked. I'd never seen that until the whole Charlie Kirk situation, and then obviously our perspective was this is a lot of this violence is being caused by the rhetoric, and it's actually continued. You know, whether it's the streamers, the media, or the politicians screaming fascism, screaming or tweeting, Biden tweeting, you know, President Trump is a direct threat to our democracy, threat. You know, all this stuff, making these people feel like, you know, what are we going to do? Basically, the world's going to be over. I mean, you saw a bunch of these celebrities the second that Trump was elected, a bunch of them took off and left the country. So...
Well, dude, remember when Biden was standing in front of the White House with the red lights?
Yeah, with the Star Wars Empire background. Yeah,
he was. Yeah, he was doing the what's his name from the frickin' sequel trilogy? General Hux.
Yeah. Wow. Next week.
Unfortunately, I've seen them more than I care to. I had to go back and watch them so I could dismantle them. But it was, I mean, literally addressing the nation like it was wartime. Like it was wartime. They must be stopped. It's like, geez, what do you think is going to happen, dude? People are gullible, and I think that's the big problem. So how do you speak your mind without inciting violence sometimes? And I don't know how to feel about all that.
Did you see that Cynthia Nixon just posted a, I guess a video of herself probably on Instagram where she filmed herself canceling her Hulu and Disney Plus subscription because she believes, and I quote, in the First Amendment, and says reinstate Jimmy Kimmel now. I'm so tired of this. The disconnect of, regardless if they did it first, whatever. The First Amendment just protects you from not getting jailed by saying your opinion. It doesn't mean that a company has to follow those rules or follow that. You can just say whatever you want. If I'm employed by someone and I say, fuck my company, guess what? They're going to fire me. I'm not going to be able to say free speech. Corporations don't fall under free speech. They have the right to fire people if they want to.
Yeah, 100%. And I stand by that. And that's I guess that's the argument I was trying to make about the whole Gina Carano thing. Is like, my argument is not whether or not Disney had the right to do what they did. My argument was why they did it and if it was justified what they did. That's my argument. And it's good. The same thing with Jimmy Kimmel. They totally had the right to do that. I disagree that they should have, but they absolutely have the right to do it. And I think that's where I have this disconnect when all these people are arguing on the internet that this is fascism and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, they have the right to do that. 1,000%. I may not agree with it. It's like, I don't like it. I don't like what he said. It pissed me off a lot. But at the same time, we live in a country where free speech is a thing. But dude, if that's ABC's rules that you can't say that shit, and then you didn't apologize or you didn't walk it back or whatever they asked you to do, then you're out, bro. Sorry, that's how it works. I'm lucky enough, I get to say whatever the hell I want on my platform on YouTube. But if my company was like, make a YouTube video and I was like, yeah, this water heater's great, and by the way, liberals are psychotic pussy fucks. I shouldn't be cussing like that, but
I mean,
they can fire me, right? They can fire me right off the bat, and I think they should be able to do that.
100%.
That's just my choice. But Mark Ruffalo came out and said possibly the most retarded thing he's ever said, which is a hell of an achievement. Mark Ruffalo says Disney stock will go down a lot if ABC ends up fully canceling Jimmy Kimmel's show. Disney does not want to be the ones that broke America.
Because again,
isn't he still under contract with Disney?
Let's find out.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in Doom and a bunch of the other ones, isn't he? I mean, you gotta be pretty ballsy to sit there and defame your employer.
Yeah, so he is under a contractual agreement with Marvel, confirmed for the upcoming movie Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let's see, 6-film contract by Avengers Endgame. The initial deal was reportedly extended, and he's remained involved in the MCU. So yes, his initial contract is dead. You know, obviously not dead, but he fulfilled it, but they've extended it.
Yeah.
I think the best thing that could happen to the Hulk is if they find a different one. Who's the best Hulk? And don't say Lou Ferrigno. Let's talk about more recent ones.
I think the best Hulk is Eric Bana. I think the best Bruce Banner is Ed Norton.
I have a thing
W take.
I have a thing for Edward Norton ever since Fight Club. I just think he's a fantastic. I know that particular Hulk is not liked, but I think that he did the best in terms of acting.
I think I'm the same. I like Norton as Banner, and man, that Hulk that they did in that early movie with Eric Bana, and then they made that PlayStation game. I don't know if you guys played that Hulk PlayStation game. I played the crap out of that game. It was incredible. Ruffalo's a tardo. I don't like it. I don't like him as Hulk. I think at first I was like, oh, this could work. And then it just started to grind on me until the point where now I just hate him. And then he opens his mouth way too much, which also, I mean, if you want to destroy escapism, just start talking as an actor. Yep. Oh, Jennifer Connelly too. Jennifer Connelly. Buster Voodoo says we've never had a good Hulk. I disagree. I liked the Eric Bana Hulk. He was good. He was just a rampaging psychopath. I liked it. Hulk 2003 is so weirdly cut together. They leaned into the comic book a lot, and I think a lot got left on the editing floor there. But anyways, I guess that was a little bit of a side topic. Okay, so Ghost of Yote, we're not buying it. Screw Mark Ruffalo. Destiny's a piece of shit. And then now we move on to the emboldening and the resurgence and revival of a name I feel like we haven't heard in a long time, Antifa. What are you guys' thoughts on Antifa?
I don't want to go down the conspiracy path, but it's not a natural phenomenon. It's not a natural movement. It's clearly organized, and by that I mean my beliefs. Of course, this is just, again, potential. But the writing on the wall for me is the money is coming from somewhere with an agenda, and that is fueling these people who are hired. So it's not like if they pop up in your city that all these people are in your city. They're bused there. They are paid to be there. And that to me is, they're puppets. People who truly believe this, they're all deranged psychopaths, but they're being enabled and encouraged by someone with a greater agenda. And I think it is a globalist agenda.
Care to expound?
I mean, I don't want to name names, but I think you all know what I'm talking about.
George!
Yeah. Which, of course, now Trump is actually going after him for potentially some legalities. I don't know if you saw that. Did you not see that? That was like, it was right before the Kirk situation. Let me see if I can find an article on it.
Kings, what about you? You like Antifa? Big fan? Go to the rallies?
No, you know, actually, I am a very big fan of them. I'm a huge fan. I think that the television that they have provided us is some of the most entertaining and incredible television that we have. Oh, wait, no, they're not a television show, are they? They're real life, aren't they?
Yeah.
Maybe not such a big fan. Yeah, no, I think they're a bunch of idiots. I think you got a bunch of people who were in Glee Club and theater club in high school who thought they were going to go be the next big thing and realized that they actually aren't very good. And now they want to.
Weren't you in theater?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a bunch of like. I'm sure. Listen, I was probably the only normal person. I think I was the only straight person there. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I'm not saying that it was just that is how things leaned. So I just wanted to learn to kind of come out of my shell and do public speaking, and it helped me. Okay, so this was actually I saw that articles have been posted in the last 2 days, but Trump's been very vocal about his beliefs that George Soros is behind a lot of this as well, and he's trying to find a way to go after him legally for something, for anything to shut him down. So he's going for RICO. So what are your thoughts on? What are your thoughts on that, Kings?
I think this is not a phenomenon that's exclusive to the left. I think that there is a huge amount of money on both sides, whether it's from certain nation states, whether it's from billionaires, whatever. But when you see people with the same sign chanting up and down New York Avenue, or you see the same people wearing the same stuff outside of an ICE facility in Portland, they've all been provided that stuff. We've already seen in the last 8 months proof that Act Blue has been a huge financier of all of this stuff, that USAID was basically funneling money into Act Blue. I mean, I'm sure you saw the nest of NGOs that received all the money for the California fires, that none of it, it's like 98% of all the money went to different NGOs. None of it actually went to help the people that were displaced from the wildfires. So all of this stuff is just a farce. It's all intent to keep us yelling at each other. And the second any of it, the second it gets disrupted, like we saw in February and March, that's why it took till July for the first real big protest to happen, because all the money was dried up. They had to find it somewhere else. And George apparently took a while to write a check. So the second we are able to get this phantom money out, I think a lot of stuff gets fixed. But the problem is Citizens United makes it pretty clear that corporations are allowed to act as people. So really, until Citizens United gets overturned, there's no real chance, I think. Now, this is a court that could overturn Citizens United. So I'm concerned that no one's filed that lawsuit yet. But that'd be pretty big.
So basically, Trump really can't go after Soros for any of this until that.
I mean, so Trump can go after Soros for RICO. I mean, RICO is just a way of trying to go after corporations and financiers rather than targeting the CEOs. They go after the corporation. He can absolutely go after Soros for this ghost peddling of money. RICO just requires, if I remember correctly, conspiracy. I mean, once you have a conspiracy, you can pretty much tag everyone involved with every single crime that's committed. So you could almost, if you arrest the 30 people outside the ICE facility with trespass, you can get Soros trespass if you can connect a RICO connection.
And we're talking about, hold on, let me pause it. You're talking about these people?
Oh, entertainment.
Yeah. Let's watch this really quick, because this has been just a joy to watch on Twitter. I dropped my hot packet.
Now she is running for the House in Illinois.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a Democrat.
Cat?
Cat? What do you mean?
Cat Abu Ghazala.
Oh, no, I have no idea what her name is. No, the white lady that was just thrown on the ground.
Yeah,
she's
former journalist running for Congress, Illinois 9.
Yep. Let's see where Illinois 9 is.
Abu Ghazala. Hold on. Let's see how she says her last name. She's kind of hot. The crazy hot matrix wins again.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are dismantling our country piece by piece. And so many Democrats seem content to just sit back and let them. So I say it's time to drop the excuses and grow a fucking spine.
Ooh, edgy.
So,
I remember this video because people were like, notice the Muslim garb or whatever that shit's called on the background. Yeah, I don't know.
There's a burqa back there?
Not a burqa.
It's the black and white handkerchief that they wear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's like the not Hezbollah.
Hamas is
Hamas. Yeah, thank you, Hamas.
Thing. Yeah. I mean, Hamas and Hezbollah are the same thing, just different countries.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear what she has to say.
Time to drop the excuses and
really
grow a fucking spine.
I mean, that's all he wants.
They're just so distracting. They look terrible.
That's what it is. That's what's getting me.
The bangs?
She got like rat tails on the bangs. Yeah.
This is what's so annoying about the left now. You know, the left used to be the left was so popular because it was nice to be the good guys. Like it was nice to be the party of tolerance and the party of we just want everyone to be able to afford to live. Like we don't want people to have to be homeless. And it felt good to be that. And now it's just like they should just grow a fucking spine. And they feel like that if they cuss and they swear that they're being edgy, like you said, X-Wing, and they're being more of the common person. It's like none of it feels real at all. Like whenever that dumbass in California,
Newsom,
whenever Newsom decides to throw out a cuss word, and he's like, "We will not let this fucking happen." It's like, oh my God, he's so angry about it. It's like, no, he doesn't give a shit about it.
All right, I want to hear what she has to say here.
Grow a fucking spine. I'm Kat Abou-Ghazaleh, and I'm running for Congress in Illinois' 9th
What is the background?
You mean what's her early life?
Is Illinois the correct pronunciation?
No, it's Illinois.
Because that drives me absolutely nuts. All right, maybe we won't make it through this.
By piece. And so many Democrats seem content to just sit back and let.
You know what it was, Joe? She was watching those TikToks where the girls, they take their hair and they pull it all down straight and then they cut it right across the line. And then it pops out and it's all messed up. And she's like, oh, jeez. Oh, God.
So I say it's time to drop the excuses and grow a fucking spine. I'm Kat Abou-Ghazaleh, and I'm running for Congress in Illinois' 9th district. Unfortunately, this party has become one where you have to look to the exceptions for real leadership, as the majority work from an outdated playbook. We need a makeover, which means we need a vision that's bigger than
total war on the right.
So she is from Dallas, Texas. Her father is a Palestinian immigrant.
Okay, that explains the whatever that is.
And her mother is a 7th generation Dallasite.
Oh.
White.
Let's see. And
God forgive me.
Her grandmother used to work for Republicans. Woo.
Another white woman that's in for the graping, dude. That's insane.
What we've been told is possible. There is absolutely no reason you shouldn't be able to afford housing, groceries, and healthcare with some money left over. Families should have free childcare. Social Security should be expanded.
Who's paying
and
for
our
that?
inalienable rights shouldn't be dependent on who's in power. That means
I'm
standing
paying for
up
that?
to authoritarians, not shrinking away when the fight gets tough. And while current Democratic leadership might be fine cowering to Trump, I'm not. I've spent my entire career reporting on the far right and being attacked by them as a result. In fact, just a few months ago, Elon Musk's lawyers deposed me here in Chicago to ask about my mean tweets. Look, I thought comedy was legal again. This is all to say, I'm not scared of standing up to these people. I know how they think, and I know how to beat them. But my campaign itself is going to be different too, because I don't want to wait a year to help people. We're focused on meeting constituent needs with one...
All right, you lost me. Huh. Interesting.
Just irks me when I hear everyone should have the right to have all the fucking free shit they want, and free school, and free healthcare, and free this, and free that. It's like, bro, money doesn't grow on trees. Okay, the money has to come from somewhere, and people are so stupid that they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for this person because I want free shit, and then
they believe it.
But then go to one of those states. I went to a client's office that was in Massachusetts, and their administrator just sat there and was like bitching for like 15 minutes about how you can't fucking fire anyone, or like, I don't really don't want to. They didn't want to hire someone full time, because then they were going to be like fucked over if they wanted to go on leave. And like there was all these fucking laws. And then they were complaining about their taxes and all this stuff. I'm like, that's what happens. You ruin your state with all these laws, protecting all these different situations, fucking over companies, fucking over people who have to actually pay taxes. I mean, you pay taxes out the ass for your state taxes. It's like, how about you just work hard and be responsible for yourself? How about that?
You know what happens when you give money to Democrats?
I mean, yeah,
it makes the problem worse.
Because immigrants.
Look what happened in California, dude. The homelessness population. So they were like, man, we got to tackle homelessness. Let's put $2.5 billion into the homeless problem in California. Do you know what happened in the year?
Yeah, it rose like 42%.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
That woman that was just up there talking about how she wants to, she's kind of one of us and she wants to fight the destruction of America. Her husband is the CEO of a tech company called Global Tetrahedron that owns The Onion.
So it's always this fucking... It's always these fucking rich people who are so disconnected from fucking reality that are these people that are like, I'm going to do this and that. Kind of like even like the fucking guy who's running for mayor of New York City. If you look at his background, he's like a Nepo baby who's been in entertainment, completely probably also, comes from money and completely disconnected. When you are that disconnected, some of these politicians are, gajillionaires. They don't even know how much a carton of milk costs or a carton of eggs costs. But it's easy for them to, because they're so disconnected, the same kind of concept as Hollywood, to be just like, yeah, everyone should have free shit because that just sounds right and nice. But they don't actually realize your program. Yeah, someone's going to pay for it. It's not, clearly you. So if you want to donate money to poor people, they should just go ahead and do that instead of going into politics.
Agreed. Let's hit some super chats really quick. We got a couple hanging here. Blue Shell Draw 4 member for 9 months says shout out to Joe who let me back seat yesterday. What?
Gaming.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd stick to that story.
Wizard Man for 2 says the Game of Thrones RTS hopefully like BFME 2 with Total War Warhammer.
I've been sitting here trying to figure out what BFME2 is, but I don't know. I could probably Google it.
BFME2.
Battle for Middle-earth.
Oh, Battle for Middle-earth. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to be mobile, is it? It's going to be
PC
based.
It's a PC console-based game. I think it's going to look a lot like... I think it's going to end up being very close to Total War, but I'd rather it be closer to something like Battle for Middle-earth or Age of Empires.
That could be cool. Market Reality for 5 says they made the rules that we're playing by. Roseanne Barr, Jerry Seinfeld, Dave Chappelle, etc. Yeah. Do you have that list?
Oh yeah.
You have that list, JoJo?
Oh yes, I do. Sorry.
Well, I just completely interrupted you.
Let's look at that
Give
real quick.
me 1 second. I have it in one of these. Nope, I just closed it.
Wizard Man for 2 says Edward Norton was Baldwin the Fourth in Kingdom of Heaven. Yeah, and he wasn't listed for a long time, if I remember correctly. I was actually just looking on. Have you ever looked at Prop Auction UK before?
Mm-hmm.
They have Baldwin's mask on Prop Auction UK. 10 grand.
Actually, not as bad as I thought it'd be.
There's a lot of stuff you can find on that site that's like, shit, that's not that bad.
There was a auction probably about a year ago for some Star Wars stuff, and they were selling one of the original Return of the Jedi.
Helmets?
No, one of the original Return of the Jedi posters that was just the lightsaber.
Yeah,
and it was signed by the artist, and I was like, oh, I put in a bid, but I got outbid.
Yeah, 100%. You see 500, and then it sells for 26 grand, and you're like, well, I was never supposed to be a part of that. Great movie, by the way. And he's, you know what, he's popping up on like these character edits on TikTok now. Baldwin the Fourth, when he's talking to
Salahuddin.
No, not when he's talking to Salahuddin. When he's talking to
Orlando Bloom.
Thank you. Whose character I can't remember right now.
And
he's talking about how, the Baron of Ibelin. He's talking about how, you know, there will come a day when you'll stand before God and you can't say, I did this because another man told me to, or I couldn't have been virtuous because it wasn't convenient. It's really awesome. I freaking love that movie. John Orchard for 5 says...
That movie is creepy.
The movie's creepy?
Yeah, like, well, Edward Norton's character. I know that part was actually accurate, but that's a little creepy.
Yeah, Baldwin was that dude was a savage. Didn't he beat Saladin when he was 16?
Yeah. Actually, I think it might have been younger. It might have been 15.
Yeah, while massively outnumbered. Dude was an absolute badass.
Does it drive you crazy, though, that the rest of the movie is historically inaccurate, including what happens at the end with the girl?
Honestly, that's one of those ones that I'm okay. I like historical fictions. I'm okay with that. Same thing with like The Last Samurai. Like nothing about that is right. It is super wrong. Super wrong. And if Ken Watanabe's guy, holy crap, what is that guy's name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, it's right on the tip of your tongue. No, Ken Watanabe's character is something not Nobutada. That's his son.
Katsumoto.
Katsumoto, thank you.
Yeah.
If it was at all historically accurate, Katsumoto would have had guns. He would have been shooting too. So yeah, that didn't happen. Anyways, John Orchard with a 5 says liberals don't plan to solve problems. They keep power by saying they will solve the problem. They always need more money. And that's how I feel, dude. That's how I feel about this whole thing. If somehow a forensic accountant could just get a finger hold in where some of this money is going and the money dries up and they're able to expose it, the Democratic Party dies.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, we knew any ability the left or the UN or anyone had to argue it's all for the public good and all that went away the second Elon Musk said, if you make it open sourced and make the accounting open, I will donate $6 billion to end world hunger. And they refused to do it.
That says a lot.
Why isn't the world freaking out about that? You know what I mean?
Stupid. They're too stupid. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to realize that you are not the norm. Okay, you are actually, to use the terminology, awake, but not in a sense of you are paying attention to what's really happening. The average human being is kind of like the story I was telling earlier, that they're going about just barely listening to what's happening and listening to the mass media who report certain things. So that's why they were doing what they were doing with the furry lover, the guy who, I forgot his name, doesn't matter. The guy who assassinated Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
What was their initial reaction? Their initial reaction was to label him as MAGA, even though they already knew he wasn't, because the normies will probably watch ABC or whatever, CNN or whatever for a second, go, oh, the guy was a MAGA guy. Cool. Move on with their life. They're not going to follow up. They're not following all the people that, investigative reporters or anything. independent journalists, they're not going to follow that and never know the true story. And now they're running around thinking it was just a mega person who took him out. Because that's the normal response. Barely paying attention. And then they think, like right now, like I said, that conversation with the normies at that a friend of mine mentioned, they're all freaking out about what's happening now with fascism. And they're not realizing what's, hello, someone just got assassinated. That's what this is about. They just think somehow the rhetoric's escalated. I've heard now the word civil war is coming. Like they're saying this now. I'm like, are you kidding me? The tension's been there, but this is not going to be what causes the civil war on your side. Like there was a much bigger infraction and they're too blind to see what that is.
That's scary. That's really scary. That's how the Holocaust happened.
By people not paying attention.
Yeah. That's how the Holocaust happened. That's pretty freaky, man.
By the way, I shared the screen.
Damn, I know. Thoughts like that make me just like want to go grab my pipe and go sit outside and smoke a nice big bowl of tobacco.
That's all you can do.
I wish I was blissfully ignorant.
All right, so these are all the people that got canceled on the right because of whatever their opinions were, which obviously we knew Roseanne Barr got canceled from Roseanne. Tucker Carlson, which is another political thing on a broadcast. He got taken out by Fox because of something he said. Shane Gillis, which I'm actually surprised. I didn't even realize that he was canceled. I just know Shane Gillis because he's so famous. The comedian, the comedian.
Yeah,
he got fired from SNL before he even started.
Yeah, he was hired for like season whatever, and was fired before the season started because people went back and dug up tweets of his that were like a decade old.
Guess what? He's funny as fuck. He's funnier than anyone on SNL ever. So who's laughing now? Well, modern day SNL. Modern day SNL. Okay.
Yeah, it's a low bar, but he is funny.
Say, Norm Macdonald.
Okay, yes. No, I believe, the old school SNL was fantastic. Anything that's been in my adulthood has been absolute trash. Like, I tried to watch an episode once because the musical guest was someone I followed. I couldn't get through it. It was so bad. Gina Carano, which we all know. J.K. Rowling, which isn't exactly right here. She's basically, gotten canceled by the left for being a TERF.
I don't feel like she's right at all.
She's
not right. She is not right.
There is one thing she does not come down the left with, and it's the transgender stuff. Everything else she's right on with.
That's so how has that been labeled an inherently Republican thing that men are men and women are women?
I guess because liberals are retarded.
Yes. I have, by the way, can I follow up? Can I come back to this topic? I have videos about the LGBT independence. Have you heard about that?
Yeah. I want to hear about that.
Piers Morgan, that's another one. That was
Wasn't
political.
Piers Morgan like famously leftist for a very long time?
I think he's still pretty leftist, but he's British. He's like British conservative, which is like just left of central here in the U.S.
Oh, okay. Old school liberal.
I didn't even know that the reason he got so-called canceled was Meghan Markle.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell cares about that? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. Obviously, he's been very vocal, and he continues to make comedy on, shows and talk about trans. Megyn Kelly, again, another NBC, political Hulk Hogan. Yes, which we even saw Joey Swole, get heat for talking shit about him afterwards. And then Chris Harrison, who I actually got very upset about because I was a big fan of The Bachelor, and all he did was defend a contestant who dressed up and went to antebellum parties, and people were like, they're racist. And he was like, that's part of the sorority customs. Let's leave her alone. He got canceled. And after he was
no idea what you're talking about. What's an antebellum party?
So like
after
Deep
war.
South? Yeah. Like Deep
it's a
South.
Deep South thing.
Yeah, it's part of sorority culture in the Deep South, where they have antebellum parties, and then that's considered like, that's pro-slavery. So all this stuff came out after this one contestant's like Twitter or Instagram photos came out, and they canceled her, even though she ended up with a black eye. Like, she actually won that season of The Bachelor, The Bachelor was a black guy, and guess what? They're still together. But somehow the host who defended her got fired after he actually started the show and was one of the producers of the show since inception. So
honestly, I thought that said Chris Hansen. And it's like, why did Chris Hansen get canceled?
No, you can see the jokes starting to write themselves already on that one.
Anyway.
Clark on Glue says, listening to X-Wing makes me wish I had a cigarette. Hey, go smoke one. I'm doing my best out here, okay? Mark Reality with a 5 says, the American right is the most heavily armed population on the planet, yet there were no calls for martial law because they knew they wouldn't need it. Can't disagree there. You got guns, huh?
Yeah.
I got guns.
I got one right next to me.
Dude.
I got guns. I got
so
several next to me.
excited for Florida, where I don't need a permit to have my pew in my waistband. I love it.
Yes.
I'm not going to Plexico Burris it and walk around with sweatpants with my pew in my sweatpants. But
actually, there's that little, I forgot what the brand of it is. It's like this plastic band with 2 little clips that like their whole shtick is you can carry on that if you're wearing sweatpants.
I don't wear sweatpants.
I'm just
saying. I can only imagine wearing sweatpants
to.
in Florida, though.
I wear sweatpants.
Yeah.
I'm always cold. I'm wearing a sweater.
But that's like a girl thing, isn't it? Like always being cold.
Yes, actually it is. We run cold compared. Testosterone makes you hot. The more testosterone you have, the more sweaty you are.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to die when I get to Florida. But the good news is, since all these,
don't worry about that.
All of these, what do you call them? Like roadblocks that have happened now, I'm slowly working my way into winter before I move down there. So it's going to be awesome. I'm going to move in right during winter.
Do you know what the temperature was today?
No.
91 degrees.
Yeah, it's still about there in Reno, but it's like 20% humidity comparatively. When does it start getting cold?
It's 70s for about a week in February.
Yeah, it's literally a week. It's not a thing. We don't really have winter.
Yeah, it's 76 degrees here in South
When does
Carolina.
it become manageable to step outside?
December, January, we make it 70s.
December. Okay. All right.
Cole Hauser, are you moving? Are you moving to Florida? Are you thinking about it? That'd be cool.
I zen it up, Bull Bear. Thank you for the reminder there. Yeah, Cole Hauser with a 5 says, I will be in Orlando for a month during MegaCon, so we'll be scoping out a place. Ooh, let's go. Great time to buy in Florida. Absolutely killer time to buy in Florida. I still can't believe what's happening to me is happening right now. It's kind of incredible. So, in
a good way or a bad way?
Great way.
Okay.
Like insanely good if it all goes through. But we'll know tomorrow. Hikira with a 5 says, soon in FL, if a bad guy appears, he will have to deal with 1,000 armed citizens around him. I think that's kind of the case now.
Depending on where you are in Florida, in my current county, oh yeah.
Yeah, because I'm moving to Polk.
That's
And I was told by friends that if you're a redneck, go to Polk County.
Did you? Our Polk County's sheriff was famous during the riots because he was the one who was like, if you come here and you try to riot, we're gonna shoot you and we're gonna make sure you're dead.
Big fan of Polk County sheriff.
Kind of guy. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm gonna have to pull that clip. I need that there.
He's the one that said save the taxpayer money, right?
What's that about the taxpayer money?
And the Polk County sheriff was the one that said save the taxpayer money and make sure he's dead, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Graveyard dead. That's so cool. Blue Shell says, I've also been in 100-degree weather in Texas, not even close to a Florida 90.
That's because it's not as humid.
I went down there to Florida during, I want to say September, and I was walking around the parks in September, and I had to have a fan in my shirt belt and an ice cold rag on my head because I was literally dying. It was so freaking hot, dude.
You'll get used to it. It'll take you a year or two to get used to it. You'll get used to it.
I'm retarded and I walk around in like jeans and cowboy boots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not a great idea.
Shorts are going to be your best friend, man.
Dude, I just don't wear shorts. I'm not a shorts
dude,
guy.
I wish I could wear shorts for work. Like, being able to work from home 3 days a week now is great because I can just wear whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. There's like shorts guys out there and not shorts guy. I'm just not a shorts guy. But I will be soon, apparently. There's all
You didn't
kinds
wear
of
shorts
shit
when
that
you
I
were
eat
out here?
too.
No, you get. I mean, there's bugs every. I mean, I don't know. You get used to it. You get used to it.
No, I did. I bought shorts for when I went down there for MegaCon. And then in between the car and MegaCon, I lost about 5 pounds. I just sweated all right. I had a backpack on and it was just sopping wet when I pulled it off. I'm like, this is disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. I have the video, by the way, if you want to watch the good old
yeah.
Sheriff Grady.
His name's Sheriff Grady.
Sheriff Grady Judd.
That is such an awesome, like 1800s name.
I can tell you, folks, so that there's no misunderstanding today. This is a peaceful protest. This is a riot. We can tell the difference. The governor can tell the difference. Our law enforcement officers can tell the difference. In the event you didn't get that, let me show you something. This is a peaceful protest. This is looting. If you loot, the next thing you can try to steal is something off of your food tray at the county jail, because you're going to jail. That's a guarantee. And we're going to enjoy taking you down there. Some people are slow learners. This is peaceful protest. This is violence. It's not acceptable. I truly believe in our God-given right and our constitutional right to speak openly and freely, to address our government. That's important. We listen every day. But I've also watched across this country when law enforcement officers who put their life on the line were told to stand down, allow them to burn the precinct, allow them to rob and loot. You have no idea, Governor and Speaker and President of the Senate, how proud we are of you just being here and saying we're going to introduce this legislation, but just being here and saying that you support us.
There's another one where he talks about if you get someone.
That's awesome, dude.
Grady's awesome.
I'm so excited to get down there. I'm going to feel so much more at home. Florida Man Frank says, X-Wing 5, from now until the end of the year, all guns and ammo are tax-free in Florida. I've already been talking to a friend about that. When I get down there, we are going shopping. I'm so excited, dude. I'm gonna stack
you might have to wait.
Why?
I think you have to be a
Florida driver's license, right?
It takes 30 days to be a resident. That's all you need.
Is it just 30 in Florida?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, I better get on it.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 months in Texas. So
yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Where did it go? We missed some super chats here. We missed one. Mark of Reality for 5 says, I practice criminal law in Florida. Send me your number. Tampa area. And I've been in Polk County. And yes, that's Sheriff Grady Judd. That's awesome. Yeah, he's hopefully he has a very long tenure there and continues to stay in charge, because that's awesome.
It's quite popular.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's what I had. Do we have more topics?
I mean, I did have the LGBTQ thing.
Oh, yeah.
Check this out. I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Tax-free on everything in Florida. That's awesome.
Florida is one of the best states ever. You never know. It's excellent. Right.
This is a Declaration of Independence from LGB International. Okay.
Notice what letters are not on there.
Yeah.
Declaramos independência LGBT porque tudo bem meninos gostarem de bonecas e meninas odiarem vestidos.
We are declaring our independence because we're tired of people who aren't lesbian, gay or bisexual speaking for us in our name.
Vi bryter oss loss för att homo- och bisexuella har olika åsikter, men HBTQI är ett åsiktspaket.
女同性恋和男同性恋逐渐失去立足之地，因此 我们在此宣告 LGBT 正式独立.
Обявяваме независимост на ЛГБ общността, защото еднополовите връзки се играят от правен статут навсякъде.
Declaramos.
Can you say pause it?
No, sorry, I was saying that guy looked like Beardo.
La independencia LGBT porque los derechos que tanto nos ha costado conseguir están siendo amenazados por la identidad de género.
The LGB is declaring independence because being a feminine man doesn't make you a female.
Parce que les espaces lesbiens accueillent désormais des hommes.
We're declaring LGB independence because we've had enough of pronouns.
Porque homens não podem ser lésbicas.
Porque los derechos de los homosexuales no están en contra de los derechos de las mujeres.
Omdat wij graag gendernorm slopen, niet onze lichamen.
Dichiariamo l'indipendenza LGB perché ci siamo stufati.
Vi løsriver oss fordi jenter skal kunne bryte med stereotypiske kjønnsroller uten å tro at de må endre på kroppene sine.
Nous déclarons notre indépendance lesbienne, gay et bisexuelle parce que dans 64 pays du monde, l'homosexualité masculine reste encore pénalisée par la loi.
Vi lýsum yfir sjálfstæði því að það engin kynsegin.
Because wealthy legacy LGBTQ+ organizations have betrayed the same-sex attracted population.
Rydym yn datgan annibyniaeth LGB i amddiffyn ein gwagleoedd a diogelu ein hawliau.
Fordi børn og unge, der ikke passer ind i den kønsstereotype opfattelse af mænd og kvinder, de fejler ikke noget.
We are going global. Why? Because gay teens aren't sick anywhere around the world. Welcome, LGB International.
So this movement's been going on for a while, actually.
Gay trans war?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you follow Ariel.
Oh, I did not have that on my bingo card for 2025. Let's go. Sorry.
I don't know if you follow Ariel Scarella. I think that I found her through Timcast. She was a guest where she was basically like, I'm a lesbian and I'm joining the right because the right just treats us better than the left. Basically, she started becoming an activist because lesbians are being canceled for not accepting trans women in their spaces. And also she's like, I don't like dick. I don't want dick. You're calling me a bigot because I just want a real woman.
You just realized how bad that got clipped everywhere. All over the internet. Just
a lesbian said that, not. Do not clip that. But this has been a movement that's been around for a few years. And I think that as time's going on and it's getting even more, getting to the point where people that are gay are just like, this is actually hurting our movement. We had to fight so hard for our gay rights. I like dick, okay? I'm just saying I am straight. I am very straight. I don't know if you follow Jeffree Star or you even know who Jeffree Star is. Do you guys know that?
We're not going to say that name anymore on this channel.
Why? You've already talked about him?
We're not going to say Jeffree Star anymore. No, it doesn't matter. There was a joke. It's over. Moving on.
I just hope the war is somewhat peaceful. I hope they fight with words and not scissors.
So you don't want me to share the video of him, his ridiculous TikTok video of him talking against the QT. But basically, all you need to know is that he's a very highly platformed on TikTok and very famous.
There we go.
I'm not going to share it. I'm just talking about it. So
anyways, yeah. I think this is great. I think this is awesome because guess what? This isn't like straight people's fights. You guys brought them into your spaces and made it all inclusive. And then when they turned out to be completely mentally unstable psychopaths and basically betrayed you guys, it's not our fight. It's not our fight. So great. Have it out.
Did you think that Jeffree Star was a girl or something? Everyone's saying that you like him.
No. I was watching the live stream it was like 2:00 in the morning or whatever it was. And I'm like flipping through TikTok. And it pops up, Jeffree Star's talking, and he's like, whatever, I've got a dick. I'm a dude. I don't give a shit. And I'm like, oh, base, nice. So we're talking about it on Tuesday night's main event, and I'm like, yeah, I was watching the live, and then of course, Tina Me's like, oh, he's a homo. He watches Jeffree Star, and it's like an hour of that in chat. So I don't want to hear anything else about Jeffree Star.
Well, anyway, I guess then you know all about him.
I've heard enough about the pink-haired dude. Yeah.
I don't know where they're gonna go with this, but it sounds like they're getting organized. It's international. A lot of visibility.
Son of a bitch.
I had my meek dudes moment. I don't care what you call that. It's not. It's whatever. A woman being a bisexual or a lesbian does not equate to a dude being gay. Sorry. It's not the. It's severe.
Say that one more time.
A woman being bisexual or lesbian does not equate to a man being gay.
Right, they're different. I think they're different.
Yeah. For instance, Savvy is openly bisexual, and then love her even more for that.
She also got a massive hog.
Ew.
Yeah. We saw it. Eric Heffelfinger for 10 says Joe had her Meeks dude moment. 100%. Yeah. Cool. Well, this went off the rails. That was fun. Yeah. So Trans Gay War 2025, like I said, didn't have it on the bingo card, but I'm glad that they're picking it up because that kind of one, it alleviates some pressure, like us having to say stupid stuff, but also like they're considered part of the downtrodden group. So if they're speaking out against it too, are you drinking a Coors right now? I had a girl. Based. If they're speaking out against it, then what do you do? You know what I mean? Because then they're like, oh, it's a straight white male. They're like, oh, it's a whole bunch of internationally diverse gay people from all around the world that are like, these transformers are psychopaths. We need to fix this.
They'll side with the trans because being gay is too central now.
The left will side with them.
The left will always go with the more marginalized group.
Yes, that's exactly what happened to Ariel. She said, I'm getting canceled for just being just a lesbian and standing up for lesbian rights to love what they love. Isn't love? Like, isn't that their whole, like, accept people for loving what they want to love? And she's getting canceled for not liking everyone. And she said that on lesbian, what's it called?
I have no idea.
No, like the apps where you like look, Tinder or whatever, lesbian Tinder.
Oh, like dating apps, yeah.
They refuse to stop trans women from joining, so they're forced to interact with men on these safe spaces for them, and they're sick of it.
I saw not for lesbians.
I have no idea.
No. I saw a meme the other day. It was like a lesbian made a meme, and it was like trying to go through lesbian dating apps, and it was a bunch of like 6'2" dudes with mustaches and a wig on, and they're just like, like trying to find a woman somewhere in there.
Just to set the record straight, I am super straight.
If I was lying,
yeah,
that's what I would say too.
Down there in the Rose Garden. I had Tinder. I had Tinder when I was in college. That was like when it first came out. Everybody had freaking Tinder.
I used OkCupid.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I did. What's the other one called? Bumble.
Match.
No, it was Bumble. I think it was Bumble. It was the one where the chick has to talk to you first. I did Bumble a little bit.
That's Bumble.
Yeah. And then I found an awesome chick and I got married. It was great. And I didn't use a dating app. We met in a blacksmith shop. It was awesome. Bull Bear for 10
is a sentence that has never been uttered again.
It probably hasn't been uttered in like 200 years. They're like, oh, I met my wife in a blacksmith shop. Bull Bear for 10 says, what game you throwing on tonight, if any? Tonight, I'm actually right after this. We're going to play Fortnite. So I'm not watching any college ball or anything like that, but playing some games. That's what I had. Joe?
I am going to play Silk Song, maybe.
How are you liking it so far? Have you made it quite a ways through?
I don't know, in terms of how far I've gotten along. But I would like to say I feel like I've gotten... I got past the first big boss.
Okay.
A real boss, which is the transporting worm, whatever that is. That's as far as I've gotten.
I haven't played Silk Song at all yet. I'm part of the way through Hollow Knight. I streamed it yesterday. I was getting my ass kicked left, right, upside down, and sideways. You get stuck a lot in that game, but
yes, and it's also like if it's like, where am I going?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you get lost. You're like trying to figure out where to go. But everyone in the chat was saying like that's the point of Metroidvanias is like the exploration, trying to figure out what comes next, which I respect. It's kind of like it reminds me of like Legend of Zelda, trying to figure out what I need to keep going. Kings?
I'm gonna be playing No Man's Sky after this. It's everything that Starfield was supposed to be. If someone would mod the game to put like the graphics to Starfield in this, it would be probably one of the greatest games ever.
Is it that good?
I'm having a fucking blast, man. I mean, I've only put 15, 20 hours into it, so I couldn't swear to it, but I'm really enjoying the crafting. Is pretty easy. It's not some crazy stuff. And I'm really just working to be able to build a Corvette so I can build my own ship and build the what's the subclass of the Republic's cruisers? Not the Venerator, the other one.
There's a Venator.
Yeah, the one below it.
Acclimator.
Yes, yeah, I want to build an Acclimator.
God, I hate myself. Hey, subclass of the Venator. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I was really enjoying that new Night Rain mode, but it turns out that I guess translating from Japanese to English makes people retarded, and they don't actually know what the Japanese word said. So they got the entire, like they describe it as an infinity mode, and it's not at all. There's ends to the depth you can go, and then it's like the way they described it both in the trailer and in the text description is basically you defeat the final boss, and then you go back to Limgrave and just keep fighting. And that's not it at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, make sure to check out JoRosie tonight, playing a little bit of Silk Song. If you are, for sure, make sure you're subscribed over to JoRosie. Her link is down in the description. And then King's Advisors playing a little bit of No Man's Sky as well. Thank you so much for the guest spot today, King's Advisors. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here. And Joe, take us out.
Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you. Especially today was a pretty good quantity of you guys here, so appreciate it. We will see you on the next one, and don't forget to brush your teeth.
Joe's like, remember these two things: don't be fat, don't be gay.
I didn't want to go with that. Take a shower, brush your teeth, have a great day.
Love your parents.
Love your parents. That's a good one.
I'm going to raid over directly to Fortnite because I'm going to kick that up here in about 5 minutes. I will see you guys over there. And yeah, thanks, everyone. Another Xcast in the books. We'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. We are out.
My friends. You bow to no one.
Actually, can I hold you by the waterfall?